Okay, let's dive into this because wow, we are looking at a paradigm shift that is moving so much faster than almost anyone predicted. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive, gritty, and honestly incredibly urgent transition happening right now across the global economy. We're talking about the accelerating shift from human coding to artificial intelligence. And look, we aren't just talking about playing around with chatbots anymore. We are talking about the foundational infrastructure of the entire digital world fundamentally changing hands and the incredible survival strategy you're going to need to thrive in this new landscape.
I mean, talk about the ultimate cold open. This is straight from Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic. He states that 100% of code will be written by AI less than a year from now. Less than a year! Now, actually, let's be precise about what this means. The broader, really complex architecture of software engineering, managing massive teams of AI models, understanding user demand, system design, that's definitely going to take a bit longer to automate. But the raw, granular task of just writing code, that is the absolute first domino to fall. It's being handled by AI models right now, today, and the timeline for total saturation is aggressively short.
All right, let's move to Section 1, the corporate AI battlefield, Anthropic versus OpenAI. So to understand if a claim this shocking is actually grounded in reality, we have to pull back the curtain and look at the financial war currently being waged. And this brilliantly illustrates how the enterprise market, the massive corporations spending the big billions, is actively picking winners in this high-stakes shift. OpenAI's enterprise AI market share has slipped pretty dramatically, tumbling from 50% down to 27%. Meanwhile, Anthropic has surged right past them, capturing 40% of U.S. enterprise AI spending. The big money is shifting its allegiance, and it's doing so rapidly based purely on which models can actually execute these high-level coding and operational tasks. On to Section 2. Wall Street makes its move. 72 hours that changed tech. To truly grasp the scale of what's happening, we have to follow the institutional money. These futuristic AI theories, they're suddenly being backed by the absolute heaviest hitters in finance. Let's play detective for a second and connect the dots on a 72-hour period that effectively changed tech forever. May 4th, Anthropic announces a staggering $1.5 billion joint venture with Blackstone and Goldman Sachs, explicitly stating they are going to help AI do the work. The very next day, May 5th, there's an invitation-only confab featuring Goldman Sachs CEO Marco Argenti, Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan, and Dario Amodei. Just a casual, private get-together of guys who basically run the global economy, discussing on stage how AI will replace white-collar jobs and coders. Then, boom, the morning of May 6th, Brian Armstrong announces Coinbase is cutting 700 jobs, mainly in coding. This right here is the exact moment the landscape shifted from theory to real-world operational implementation. So, the absolutely crucial takeaway is this. When you see the biggest names in banking on stage with top AI developers, you aren't just watching a fun panel about the future. You are watching a customer and a vendor shaking hands on a mammoth deal. Wall Street is way past making statements or issuing forecasts. Major banks are executing massive deals, and, concurrently, major tech firms are eliminating low-level coding jobs. The real-world testing phase outside the sandbox has officially begun. Which brings us to Section 3, the 5% worker, amplified productivity in the AI age. So where does that leave us? Let's shift our focus from that macro Wall Street perspective all the way down to the individual, you. The source material outlines a very specific survival strategy for this new economy, introducing this incredible concept of the 5% worker. This is the core philosophy outlined by the Anthropic CEO. As AI takes over the bulk of the execution, humans have to lean heavily into tasks that are uniquely human-centered. So you handle the 5%, things like high-level design, physical world interactions, or the really deep analytical skills that tie complex concepts together. The AI model then executes the remaining 95% of the heavy lifting. Because you are only doing that critical 5%, your output just explodes. You achieve a massive 20 times productivity boost. It's like having super strength. You aren't competing with the AI, you are directing it. And this anecdote directly from the source perfectly proves the point. One of the speakers noted, somebody has to be the AI master. They described literally spending 20 hours over a single weekend just building security layers to protect credentials for the AI agents they were deploying. This proves that human oversight is absolutely still required. You are still driving the car. You have to know what you want the AI to do, whether that's research, efficiency, daily chores, and then you have to build the secure architecture around it so it can function safely out there in the real world. Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds. Rise of AI agents, the next economic boom.
We aren't just talking about you opening up a single AI chatbot anymore. We are talking about the staggering scale of autonomous AI agents that are about to hit the global market, 100 to 500. According to the CEO of Binance, CZ, this is the number of AI agents a single average person will soon have working for them. Imagine that. Hundreds of autonomous agents delegated to manage your finances, conduct research, make micro decisions, and create wealth, all on your behalf. It's like having your own massive corporation working just for you.
And this fundamentally breaks our current understanding of scale. Take a look at the Binance vision presented in the source. They are planning to scale from their current 300 million users to 3 billion users over the next 5 years. But long-term, they are projecting an astonishing 100x growth. Why? Because when a single human user has 100 to 500 AI agents working for them, every single one of those agents will require its own account to operate and transact. The speed of AI adoption is moving vastly faster than the adoption of the internet or even blockchain, and it requires an entirely new, almost unimaginable scale of infrastructure. Let's wrap it up with Section 5, Adapting to the Reality, what this means for you. So, we have the data, we see the Wall Street deals, and we know the sheer scale of what's coming. Now we have to transition from global data to immediate personal action, zooming right in on you. The source revealed a fascinating piece of internal data. They ran a massive audience survey, offered a $25 gift card, and, well, it ended up costing them nearly $290,000 because almost 12,000 people responded. Honestly, a very expensive but highly informative mistake. But what is truly staggering is that out of those 11,976 respondents, an incredible 35% identified as business owners. Think about that for a second. Over a third of the audience engaged with this topic are business owners who are sitting directly in the crosshairs of this massive technological shift. Which brings us to the harsh, unavoidable reality check for that 35%. And frankly, for everyone else watching this too. You better find a way to get into it because your competitors absolutely will. In any economic cycle in human history, the people who adopt new, hyperproductive technology are the ones who succeed. Adopting AI technology isn't just a fun, optional upgrade anymore. If you want your business to survive this cycle, leveraging AI capabilities is an absolute mandate.
And this definitely extends to how we future-proof the next generation. The actionable advice here is crystal clear. While entry-level STEM jobs and basic coding positions might be the most threatened by AI right now, understanding the underlying language of AI remains a massive competitive advantage. Parents, you need to lead from the front. Encourage kids to play with code. Because when they walk into a job interview in the future, for literally any role, and they can confidently say, yes, I understand how to code, I know how to build secure layers, I speak this language, they immediately separate themselves from the pack. They prove they have the versatility to direct the AI rather than be replaced by it.
Which brings us to the ultimate question you have to ask yourself today. The deals are signed. The corporate giants have placed their bets. Millions of AI agents are coming online as we speak. So, in a world where AI inevitably writes the code, will you let yourself be replaced, or will you do what it takes to become the AI master?